Make sure to stay until the end. We'll explain about common mistake people make that can cost you guys thousands of dollars, or having the engine replaced if you don't do something right when replacing intake manifold gasket, or if you ignore bad intake manifold gasket. Hey guys, welcome back to How to Repair, guys. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the symptoms of bad intake manifold gasket and how it can practically slowly destroy your engine. So make sure to stay until the end. We'll explain why it's super important to replace it, and common mistakes people make that can cost you thousands of dollars in damages. You may need the engine replaced, or even in the better case rebuilt, but still it could be really expensive. So all that will be covered in this video today. So before we start, let me tell you a little bit about us, guys. Every single car we get here in the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. Why we do that? Because our mission in the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need, guys, in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, that way we can keep making these free videos. And if you guys need to buy any parts, tools for your Dodge Challenger, your car, you want to save quite a bit of money, check out the link in the description of the video below. That's where we get all our tool supplies from, and you can, guys, save a ton of money. So let's start on it now. So let me explain here what we have, guys. This is the Dodge Challenger that we'll be demonstrating on right here. If you want to see the complete video how to remove, guys, or how to replace intake manifold gasket, we'll have the video on the channel. Here we'll be talking about upper intake manifold. It's right here. That's the gasket. Those are 6 individual gaskets, 1 for each cylinder. We'll talk about common mistakes as well. You have another gasket, the lower gasket, on the bottom side towards the cylinder heads. It's recommended to replace both at the same time. We'll have a video how to replace upper intake manifold gasket and lower intake manifold gasket. So we need to check each one of those if you need help with something like that, and it will be a detailed guide step by step how to do it. But what are the symptoms of bad intake manifold gasket? Doesn't matter if it's upper or lower. First, on this car you don't have any coolant flowing here, so you don't need to worry about mixed coolant and engine oil, because back in the day that could be a case as well. But number one, guys, if that gasket flattens, because when the engine is old or exposed to a lot of heat and miles, those gaskets will not be so flexible. They will be, guys, pushed all the way down, they will be compressed, they will be flattened, they will be hard, they will not seal correctly. Especially if you remove the intake manifold and try to reuse your old gasket, that's a catastrophe right there. So never do that, guys. Always replace it. Always wipe the intake manifold as well, and make sure that the intake manifold is flat, because from the heat, it's plastic, it can actually wrap itself a little bit, so that can guys, cause some damage later as well, because you put a new gasket but it still may not seal correctly. You may need to replace the upper intake manifold. But the first sign of intake manifold gasket failing will be the engine will be getting extra air because of the flat gasket and not sealing. That extra air can result into practically that the engine will not know about it, because it's after the MAP sensor and after the intake air temperature sensor. So that extra air will cause the engine to idle high, rough idle, unstable vehicle operation, or the engine not being able to start at all in some cases. Another thing that can happen easily from that having that extra air, it's known as vacuum leak. You may get codes for lean fuel mixture, because the engine will be getting more air, less fuel as a result, and that will result into lean fuel mixture. Check engine light on, code related to lean fuel mixture, codes related to rough idle, throttle bodies. Also you may get codes for bad oxygen sensors. Multiple things can be caused by that. And if you keep driving it that way, you can cause quite a bit of damage, because that can cause misfires, that can cause burned valves, burned catalytic converters, burned oxygen sensors. And eventually, guys, if you burn a valve, you will need the engine rebuilt or replaced, and that can cost you quite a bit of money as well. Something else, people often when replacing them will sometimes drop a tool, screw, bolt, something that will end up going in the valves. From there it can bend a valve. destroy a piston, scratch cylinder block, destroy cylinder head, and that will guys need the engine replaced or rebuilt, and that can itself cost thousands of dollars. So always be very cautious when you do that. Make sure you don't drop anything and inspect everything before you put it together. If you need to buy a new gasket for a good price and quick shipping, we'll have the we'll have the link in the video below. Check it out in the description box. Thank you for watching and see you guys next time.